concrete.
Mum, have you got that jumper?
What, are all our shoes in his car?
Yeah, I'm going to buy this coat.
I got a funny feeling they haven't clocked us yet, because that camera isn't watching us.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
Hello.
Have you got no, you can do it on it.
Hey, check us your keys, man.
Truth seekers.
Keep on to the...
Here we go. Greasy hair, muddy.
Could do.
We say, we're out to announce it.
Okay, I want your first impressions. What do you think of what you're just about to see?
Ah, nice flowers. Weird. Flowers?
Is that... What I would like to know is...
Flowers surrounded by barbed wire fence.
Is this non-operational?
No. Looks it.
Well, there's bloody flowers.
Yeah, there's flowers.
Is there anyone in the van?
No.
Yeah, Jamie's in there. No, it's not. Oh, no, okay.
Where are the keys, though?
Where's Andy?
Hopefully.
Right, open the gate and walk down into the fire. No, 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 this...
Man, with no shoes on, because they're going to take us away and lock us up in white towel. No, it's great. No smoking, so I'll put the cigarette out. Terrorism bombs alert! Can we get in there or not?
Alright, well, can I help you?
Yeah, we've come to see what you're doing here.
Go away.
We're with the Alien Acknowledgement Campaign, and we're interested in information about the underground bunker system and whether you actually have exotic technology stored away down there.
Hello?
Can you give us any information about that?
Can Mr. Howley or Mr. Hosking tell us anything about extraterrestrials underground here? Can we see somebody in charge?
We've been led to believe that you're keeping extraterrestrials at this place against their will. So... It's not funny. You know, so we want to talk to somebody in charge because, you know, this is not a good way of representation, is it? You know?
Yeah, we'd like to speak to someone in charge.
Hoskins.
Mr. Hoskins. Thanks. Pensive faces.
This is just a computer facility, right?
No.
Oh, yeah.
Command and control facility.
It's not fair.
Well, if any of you got any questions, now's the time to put it forward. You know, really. This are the people who, you know, got all the secrets.
And won't tell you anything.
Yeah, you can still put your questions forward.
Do you not think that people are now wise enough and clever enough to what you're doing, and it's about time you let the public know what's happening? We're fed up being mushrooms.
How many years has he got?
6.
Why are there helicopters harassing people investigating crop circles? You know, why are they
Why are
flying?
there crop circles?
Why are there crop circles?
Is it you doing something underground?
Bikini alert. It's got to be black. You've got to wear a black bikini.
Black bikini outfit, that's
state.
like a state of
State of emergency.
I don't get that.
We red. Well, bikini alert state is black, which means everything's normal. If it was red.
Yeah, but nothing's normal.
Ooh. Ice cream man.
I have a 99 plate, please.
That's a very polite alarm, that is.
Prohibited items. Not allowed to take radios, tape cassettes, cameras, private computers, mobile telephones, data link watches or personal CDs. Mr. B.A. Hill, Head of Establishment, 10th of February 1988. It used to be you couldn't take watches, you know, things like watches in as well, with
Do you know how to
data
exit the
memory.
facility in the event of a fire evacuation?
Yes, the fire cards are on the outside.
If not, ask your sponsor or escort as a matter of priority.
Yeah, and basically it tells you that there's one lift shaft and everyone that works here has to come up and down that one lift shaft. Now, if there's a fire,
That's a bit buggering, isn't it?
yeah, you know, you're not supposed to use lift shafts in a fire, but
No.
these guys have to. And the fire brigade have to go down the lift shaft.
Or they get out of that other
No,
entrance
that's too
in
dodgy.
the tunnels.
Mm.
What's happened?
So,
that what you
representatives of Kent,
Kent Astra Search.
Astra Search.
Come back to a banjo.
South London Research.
South
If you look in
London
the mirror,
Research.
hey, you can see those cubicles you were talking about.
There's the rotating cubicles,
If
yeah.
you look in the mirror, right, when you go through, you can't just carry on walking. You got to go into these cubicle chambers, right? And go on.
And the cubicle chambers open one side, you put a card in.
Oh yes, you can see them.
You can see if you look at.
You can see from this angle as well.
Yeah, you got to put a card in, type a number in.
There's one here. You see it from that end.
Well, you know, why don't they send a representative out to give us some answers? You know.
Give them hell, Diane. Give them hell. They've been lying to you. They know what's going on.
You do it, Mum. Go on, you've already spoken to them.
It's your turn now.
You asked them. No.
We take all this silence as an acknowledgement that you are involved in the cover-up.
And that extraterrestrials are in fact being held in here against their will.
Edit that bit out.
Are we all going to get rescued? No.
Just tell us to move on.
Right, you don't know me, okay? You're in charge, you guys.
Do you mind leaving, please?
Oh.
Because you're not expecting.
Oh.
It's a bit of a shame.
Hello.
We might get some answers.
Oh, yeah.
When would you, I asked, I said, when would the alien acknowledgement campaign?
10 minutes from to get here.
12 minutes.
No, it's music from around there.
Playing music.
Having a party. Play that funky music.
Right, so can I ask what you were doing then?
Well, like I said, we're with the alien acknowledgement campaign, and we've had information which we believe that extraterrestrials are being held.
Have you got a light?
I've got a light.
Facility. Have you got a light?
Knowledge. I mean, there are a number of researchers who've looked into this. And
Matthew Williams.
Timothy Good. Well, Matthew Williams, yeah.
Matthew Williams.
No, Timothy Good.
I thought you get cheesed off with coming down here.
I love it.
You get oiked off it so often now.
We've taken these guys on
They
a...
don't give you a pass in there, you've been here so often.
Well, I don't know why they don't open it up, you know, it could be a good tourist attraction.
It could be. It could be.
Okay. Well, if I turn this off now, do you promise not to beat us up?
Oh, absolutely.
Like this light was seen again later. We filmed a big object under the clouds, cigar-shaped object with a little ball of light which came out, went back in, clear as day. It's in the footage, you know. We showed everybody today. And why are the military flying helicopters on the same site as there's these strange objects flying around? You know,
Well, they hovered a bit 20 feet away from us, you know, and
public areas.
last year there was a lady who was on the hill and she was filming a ball of light in the field as well, this like silver metallic thing going through the field. These are quite common, and the helicopter hovered with its blades literally about 10 feet away from her head. She was there with her camcorder zoomed right the way back, and this thing was at the hedge at the side of the road with its blades rotating, you know, sort of literally beside her. And the blades were level with her head.
On the edge treble, was there a JCB on the other side of it?
Yeah. So, you know, people get a little bit agitated in the area, you know,
We don't
because
want to be
there's...
cynical and all that. You have your own beliefs. I don't question your beliefs. What you believe is entirely up to you. Well, I wouldn't try to force my opinion on anybody. But you know, I just can't see it really.
But see, there's nobody who can say no, there isn't. Well, yes, there is.
Yeah.
So all we're
Oh,
asking,
no, I
we
don't
just want
believe
an
that.
answer
There are
to
a
this,
few
you know?
people who can say
There's a lot
yes,
of
there
people-
is.
There's a lot of people who turn
Yeah,
around and
people
they
that have
see
seen
stuff.
it themselves.
They get made to feel foolish, you know, and really, what are we asking for? Just a bit of a, you know, truth, a bit of acknowledgement, or, you know, nothing. Instead, there's a letter, no defence significance. That gives no answer. If anything, that alludes to the possibility that yes, they know what it is. Therefore, it is not of defence significance. It's not a threat. But then again, the people who've seen it want an answer. Who do we speak to? Who's addressed in the House of Lords twice?
Well, more times than that, but the thing is, it just gets put back, you know. And there's a system which stops this information getting out. They put things in the library of the House which stops the public getting an answer there and then. If a question is asked about UFOs, first thing an MP does, you know, is says, "Oh right, we'll write to the Member of Parliament concerned." So they don't get that on TV. It's never actually discussed in a public forum. I mean, there's places like this. I mean, there may be a very innocent function behind them, but at the end of the day, if it's innocent, then why don't they let certain people go and have a look?
Royal Navy site.
Bit.
Yeah.
You know that, don't you?
Well, they say it's procurement executive, which is the lie they give out.
Yeah. Well, this,
Yeah.
I mean, I've always known it to be a Royal Navy site.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was
So why does a
procurement.
Royal Navy site need a unit that is sunk God knows how deep into the ground?
We've got to put it somewhere, haven't they?
No, it's the Royal Navy, you think they'd be fairly near water.
Corsham Computer Centre doesn't really sound like
So
naval.
the procurement executive in Brussels.
Is it? Corsham Computer Centre doesn't really sound like naval.
I mean, you being MOD police, I'm sure that you've heard gossip. I'm sure that you know, when you guys get back and you have your cup of tea and all that, you know that we're not really barking at the wrong tree. Okay, we might be.
Disputing that. Disputing it whatsoever.
It's just that look at the public. How can the public get answers on this thing? You know, it's really exasperating.
I mean, we've written to the departments involved who've told us that this is belonging to the procurement executive, and it's not. I mean, it's quite clear. We've spoken to people who work here, and it's not the procurement executive, as you say. We were told it was a joint, and this was by the security officer there. I rang up one day, and I went through to Howley, Mr. Howley, I think it was. Then I got through to a security officer, a lady, and she said, well, it's a joint Air Force, Navy, and Army. Yeah, you know, so it's all of the services are actually represented here. But I mean, then you get these letters saying procurement executive. So I mean, we're asking questions in a reasonable manner. People are telling us one thing, and you know, people who work here are telling us another. I mean, you know, it's kind of we're just looking for reasonable answers.
That's right.
You know, at the end of the day, I've said, you know, what they ought to do is, even if it's not me, is let a journalist down here, let a TV crew down here and film it. I mean, even like NORAD at Cheyenne Mountain in the United States, they allow tourist groups of selected people who've been vetted to go and have a look in these places, and the cameras do go down there. But with these areas, they're just completely off limits, and the public are treated with a sort of contempt when they ask. You know, it's an absolute no. There's no flexibility. You know, could you put it back to your bosses that we'd really just like somebody to have some sort of access?
Yeah, but I mean, I haven't even got authority to go in there.
Well, not necessarily access, but even somebody who could sit down with us and maybe answer a few more questions. You know, I mean, somebody who can.
At a higher level than us.
Yeah.
We're grunts. We just get told what to do.
Well,
I
anyway.
mean, all that is, like I've said to you before, all it is a computer suite.
Mm.
And that is all it is down there. It's a very, very high-tech computer suite.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to work in there. And that's all that's there. And the reason it is underground is because it's so hypersensitive, it's got to be away from any form of static electricity.
The computer. I mean, do you know anything about? I mean, obviously, if it's a computer centre, they're dealing with sensitive information, being MOD. Do you know anything about what kind of information they're dealing with?
I haven't got a clue.
Do you know if this is actually connected to the underground bunker
With
system?
all your information, I would have thought that you could have tapped into whatever information.
Some people have.
Look, I didn't get a reply to your website.
What's
I
that?
sent you an email the last time you came down. I didn't get anything back.
You're kidding? I don't know if I received it.
No,
Did you
just
send
came
it
back
to
to-
Celtic. You probably sent it to Celtic.
Celtic?
What's on your website?
Yeah, it needs to be updated. There's somebody else.
Don't answer. You get on your
I can't.
and do it.
Well, I'll give you our latest email address. Hang on.
So you've got the wrong image of aliens, you see. They all think they look like that.
Yeah.
Me and you if they exist.
He knows something. Let me see. Some of these cards have got them on.
But at it this way, it's only a job.
It's
Yeah, you should see from where we
btinternet.com.
come from.
Okay,
Quite
so put the
nice.
com on the end.
Probably be doing what you're doing.
You look so young in that photograph.
Oh, what's this? Is he going to go stuff after that?
Time is really taking its toll on you, you know?
Yeah, they say it makes me look a bit older. Yeah, you know, if somebody wants to sort of just come clean on this, it doesn't appear on a map.
Tell me something. You
Well,
want somebody to
there
come around and
hasn't-
say it
There
doesn't
hasn't been
exist.
any
That's
recent
what you
maps
want.
done.
Yeah, well, you
That's
know,
what you really want. You all want that. You want to believe that somebody can't say, yes, it's true, there it is.
yeah.
If they turn around and say it doesn't exist, you'll never believe them.
But we
you
know
need to believe them, so you need
from-
it in front of you.
And this,
People-
this is
all
an
about.
X-Files fanatic, but you haven't ascertained
Not
it.
necessarily. There are questions.
No, that is what you really want. You
No,
want
no,
somebody to
no,
put it in
no,
front
no,
of you
no,
and
it's
say
not even
it
that.
exists.
It's just, no.
That's what you want it to exist.
Well,
you watch
we could
the
ask
Or else
serious
you won't be doing what
questions
you
of
do.
the people in
You watch
Rudlow
the
because
X-Files, right?
they were dealing with UFO reports up until 1992, and they've got a central registry there, and many of the reports that went through there we tracked back and never went up to London, which was the procedure that was supposed to be followed. They would go into Rudlow, and then they would go up to London, and they were dealing with them, and they were never sending them to London. So they were investigating them themselves. So, I mean, if they've got files there, can we see them? Well, they say no, it's London deals with them, and we know for a fact that they deal with it. So, you know.
Right, before I do anything
That
else,
was about it.
because you know what's coming now.
I'll believe
You want to ask us her name and address?
Yes, if I can.
Yeah, okay.
Because you know it means anything really.
I mean, you're going to
I know
get
I've
shit
got
if you
yours.
don't go back with anything.
Yeah, same car. You want to change your car?
Yeah, I
Change your
know.
car because I know where he comes from. Oh, it just happens to be Joe Soap on again.
When I've changed my car, when I've gone and come here in a different car, we've had the armed, security unit come round, and they've,
The armed security unit.
yeah, the blacked out window vans, with the guys with the guns in the back.
It all does seem to be down in Wiltshire.
You don't know about them, do you?
Lost me. Unless you're talking about the.
Right, we're going back so we've got to get something to
They're
eat.
like Rover vans, or Rover or LDV vans, that type of van.
Oh, that's probably from bloody from Ludlow Manor. That's probably
right.
not responsible. It's nothing to do with us.
Yeah.
Can I just take your names then, please?
Do you want to be famous?
Okay, Kirsty
Famous.
Sorry,
Kirsty Morris.
Infamous.
STIE.
Why?
Your middle name. Your middle name?
INGA.
Inga.
No, please.
Nobody ever wants to say your middle name.
I don't care. Morris, M-O-R-R-Y.
You're now going to be investigated.
And where is date of
I
birth?
haven't been
This
before.
information will go back.
71.
And where were you born?
Where? In Sheffield. Yeah, lovely.
Can you give me a home address, please?
My address is flat 6,
Yeah.
68 Garfield Road.
You have to make a report about this now, don't you?
Yeah.
And where does that report
Really
go?
nice
Goes to
people
my
just
boss.
standing outside.
And do you know what he does with that?
Gives it her in there.
All right.
Garfield Road, where's that?
Ah, so somebody checks it out then.
Goes in millions of files. You ever seen the Indiana Jones end of the film? The original
Yeah.
one. We got those places.
No, you're going to have fun.
I know, I've been down Monks Park, it's just like it, yeah.
You ready?
Go on then.
Right,
Yeah.
put them both down together.
Hang on,
because it's
she's
not
on
good.
Kirsty McFadden.
No. Royal Navy,
SIOBH.
spares.
What is?
It's been sold off, it's agency now.
Yeah, I know
STIE or Y?
No, why?
Still Royal Navy.
Fadgen.
No.
MC.
No, it's not.
It's a new one to me then.
Yeah. Well, we got shot, we nearly got shot coming out of there.
Oh
Right.
Yeah, seriously. And
20 for
I've
the
got
5th, 18.
Steve Wadcock
Yeah.
on tape.
Margate.
This was back in 1997, in the summer of 97.
Bloody freezing, I don't know
Steve
why.
Wadcock
That's
rang
fine,
me
you must be
on
right.
the...
And your address?
What's that now?
You're talking about Monks Park?
Yeah.
I know Monks Park very well.
Cliftonville,
Yeah.
Margate.
There's no way you
Cliftonville.
anything
Yeah.
like that in 1997.
Okay, but Steve Wadcock, okay, if we weren't shot at, listen to this for his excuse.
in Kent.
He says,
First person that did
And
that.
that's Mary McFadgen. That's
Yeah.
her mum.
okay,
Mary Bridget.
but
Oh, I've got to walk off.
there were diesel Land Rovers on the surface, and we don't know who they were.
I'm sure you got the right place.
Yeah, Monks Park.
And your date of birth?
5th of the 1st, 55.
Yeah, and
I think you're getting yourself a little
And
bit
where were you born,
confused.
please?
no, really.
Ireland.
Steve Wadcock rang me up and he said, "Oh, you trespassed on my base. I'm going to
Same
prosecute
address.
you." And I said, "But we
Same
didn't do any damage." And he was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, well, I'm still going to prosecute
Fine.
you." And I said, "Well,
Thanks very much.
seriously,
Okay.
trespass is only,
I've
prosecutable
taken
if
this
accompanied by a criminal act.
Have I
You know,
taken
sort
the
of.
name
No.
address
Refused
from
to leave.
Yeah, if you
You've got
refuse to
another name?
leave or if you do some damage. So I said, you can't do us for that.
We're going to take you to the barge, yeah.
And he said, "What's all this rubbish about you being shot at?" And I said, "Well, yeah, we were shot at." And he said, "No, that was a firework display going on the forecourt." Now, why would he say that?
Oh,
And he said, if you don't believe me, you can ask the local
Where did
police.
you take your birth when you set
Now,
up?
we drove past this place.
That's the wine place.
Yeah, no, it's not wine. We've got video film of us down there.
Very much for your help.
He invited us back.
You know the vast amount of underground places around here that Bath was built out of.
Yeah, you're thinking of Gastard.
I don't think so.
That's the Gastard place is the wine place now.
Oh, that's-
Octavian.
Yeah, that's part
Octavian.
of that.
Yeah. But no,
That's got
Monks
nothing to
Park
do with
is still Navy spares.
Yeah, it's being sold. Leafield Logistics has taken it over.
Been sold.
Yeah, it has been sold.
Yeah, to Octavian, isn't it?
No, to
Leafield Logistics.
yeah. Are they part of Octavian?
Yeah.
They are,
Yeah.
but it's
It's
still.
going to be a bonded warehouse, as far as I'm aware,
Oh right, okay.
for booze,
Right.
same as Octavian is.
Wow, there's all the Navy stuff down there at the
So they're
moment.
feeding you wrong information. You get the right information from us. see?
Okay, we did get shot at though, and you know, Wadcock confirmed
There's
it.
no way you got shot
You
at.
got shot at. When was
There
it?
is no
we
way.
got down there and set the alarms off. We
Yeah.
didn't break in, you know. We
Yeah.
just walked through
Yeah, I
an
know,
infrared
walked
beam.
down, yeah.
Yeah, and
Infrared beam. Yeah. Okay.
yeah, it's the movement sensors, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, but go on, because I used to work down there, didn't I?
No, seriously, I can tell you exactly where they are. You know the
There might have been a boiler alarm that went off.
okay, you know the tramway that goes
Yeah.
down, right?
Yeah.
Nothing at the top. There is now. There's 2 infrared beams at the top now, but we walked all the way down to the bottom, and at the bottom, near the stairwell access, the stairs that go up the side of the tramway, they go up almost
Yeah,
parallel with
yeah.
it. Yeah, there's a security thing there, and if you look where the bar goes down, on the left-hand side, there's one up there, and that's the one we tripped
That's
climbing over the
that's
bar.
what I knew the when we used to work over there. Though.
Yeah. So, you know, we set it off, and they came along, and we heard guns being fired, you know, behind us,
Might have
and
been a crow scarer.
yeah, well, Wadcock said it was a firework display.
Who's Wadcock?
He's the guy who owns it. There's Wadcock and
He might be taking the mickey.
Well,
Believe me,
yeah,
love,
be
look,
careful.
I'll tell you anything. Look, I've worked down there. He's worked there a lot longer than me.
Yeah.
Worked at Hartham, worked at Spring Quarry, and worked at Monks Park.
Yeah.
They're all Naval Stores Depot underground storage facilities.
Right.
And as far as I am aware, there's never been any electronic sensor devices down there.
It'd be too damp.
Because, yeah, A, it'd be too damp, and B, people walk around there because they work there.
That's why we were there originally.
yeah. Well,
Because
Monks,
we used to have to do underground patrols there.
yeah, Monks has got alarms on all the exits leading out into the
Yeah, oh
ARC
yeah,
mine,
well that's obviously to stop
Yeah.
people coming in.
coming in and out. Yeah.
Yeah.
But in there, no. Once you're walking around, there's nothing on the inside.
No.
But on the
all the doors,
entrances,
all the doors are alarmed
yeah,
because for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
Because you know, and as
They
far as
only
I'm,
open from the inside out.
Yeah.
You cannot
Yeah.
go through them from the other way.
and then
Yeah.
like Monks Park, they actually open into the quarry, which comes out further
Fire
up the hill.
exits, that's
right.
Fire exits, yeah.
yeah.
But,
Well, Rudlow's kind of still active underground anyway, isn't it? That
Hey?
well, they've still got the bunker there for the royal
What are they
family.
going to do with a bunker then, are they?
Well, they got the royal.
It's too expensive to flatten anything.
Can I tell you something
I
now?
wanna go down
when
there,
I
flooded.
was, when I first moved to Box from Bath back
Mm.
in 1971, I was fed that line about the royal family's bloody and the alternative seat of government, etc., etc. Maggie's bunker, that it was nicknamed in latter years. It's a load of bollocks. It is a load of bollocks. All that down there was a runoff from Spring Quarry, because it was all Spring Quarry
Yeah.
at one stage.
Right.
And then because the RAF took over what is now 2 site, they wanted it to be separate from the Royal Navy Stores Depot. So they put the big metal doors in, so it was a separate site. But as far as I'm concerned, as far as I was aware, all that was stored under there was bloody